Shalom. We give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yoshai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Give double honors to El's apostles, great millstone from who learn the truth and who rule well. To Shalom to you sincere brothers out there pushing his word in sincerity and truth. I will do a quick, very quick video. The article is posted July 29th. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, I think today's the 30th, I believe, right? Yes, it should be yesterday or 2 days ago. Nevertheless, you see the title says, Rent Dispute Takes Deadly Turn as Tenant Decapitates Landlord with Katana Sword. It says a man is facing charges of murder after he has allegedly used a katana sword to decapitate his landlord. It says a Connecticut man is facing charges of murder after he allegedly used a katana sword to decapitate his landlord following a dispute over rent. David Thompson, 42, of Hartford, had recently moved into a room he had rented for Victor King, 64, who was a retired traveler's insurance employee and well-known professional bridge player. After King alleged that Thompson was failing to pay his rent in a timely fashion, an argument ensued, which the angry tenant brandished a samurai sword against his landlord, according to an arrest warrant. King reported the threat to police on Saturday. It says on Sunday, police and firefighters discovered King's bloody, decapitated corpse in his apartment after friends notified authorities they were unable to reach him. Police eventually detained Thompson as he was driving around the north end of Hartford, but the suspected murderer refused to cooperate with investigators. Instead, he handed them a written note that read, "Paper and glove compartment in Jeep is all you need." When the police checked the vehicle's glove compartment, they found paperwork indicating that Thompson sees himself as a sovereign citizen who is not subject to the authority of the state or federal government, man. And nevertheless, I just wanted to get that point. This dude wasn't paying his rent. I guess maybe a lot of people out of work. There's tens of millions of Americans, Babylonians were out of work due to this whole pandemic thing. And here it is, Esau's about to come with his second shutdown or whatever. And these people gonna be through, man. And as you can see, it's getting to the point as it's written. I'm getting a book of second address. These people, the love of many, and Matthew chapter 24, the love of many is waxing cold, man. These people they're getting desperate. They're running out of things to do. They're getting aggravated. They're frustrated. They can't go out. You gotta go out. You gotta put on a stupid mask, which was not helping you at all. Even though we know this disease isn't even real, we know it nevertheless. Even if it was real, a mask is not going to protect you from a disease, man. Nevertheless, even if you had a whole chemical outfit, if how about Shimon Shai wanted to take you out, he could take you out, man. But it's just funny, man. Hey, he took his landlord head off for not being able to pay rent on time, man. And get that. It's Matthew chapter 24. Kind of my point. I said, it says Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. It says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And we see the love of many waxing cold, man. They decapitate his landlord, man. It's 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world of them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction. Hey, that's funny. It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And he literally got his head taken off. That landlord literally got his head taken off with the sword, man. Decapitated. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. This is just funny because the Lord has a sense of humor, man. He literally got his head taken off. For there shall be sedition amongst men, look, and invading one another, they should not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. We're going to see more and more of this as time goes on. People in the world who love Babylon, who want to keep going, they look into, when this is all over, when this gets better. It's not going to get better. It's going to get much worse. Brother's been doing videos. There's a lot of things flooding and stuff. How about Shimon Shah is doing it in China right now, and a lot of goods that Babylon gets is from China. So that's gonna cause a famine. I literally was in the middle of watching a brother, I believe his channel is GMS, tearing down Babylon, a video about the famine when I saw this article, so I wanted to make a quick video. But nevertheless, it's gonna keep getting worse, man. Like I said, like you just saw in that article, people literally taking each other's heads off with swords, man. Why? Because he couldn't pay his rent, and his landlord tried to get on him about it, and he took his head off, man. And it's gonna keep going worse. Like it's read in Matthew chapter 24, the love of men is gonna wax cold. It's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse. Eventually, people, when his famine hits, people gonna be breaking to each other's houses trying to get some food, man. Because it's gonna be through, man. It's gonna be no more work. Ain't gonna be no more trucks transporting food to the stores, and these stores only hold like 3 days worth of food, man. So it's gonna get real bad out here, man. These people are gonna be put in a state of desperation. That's ultimately what the elites want too. That's why they were talking about defunding the police, which they are going to end up doing, because they wanted to be complete purge out here, complete anarchy, man. Says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Yep, that's going to happen already. That's going to happen when these martial law troops come in here. I upload that dream. I uploaded earlier this morning of that vision I had of martial law in the market of beasts. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Now this is the point. Look, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Then that man not had no pity. He had no pity upon his landlord, man. His neighbor. He took his head off with a sword, man. He couldn't pay his rent. But shall destroy their houses with the sword. with the sword. And the Lord has a great sense of humor, man. But he shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for a great tribulation, man. You see? So it's gonna get real bad out here, man. It's gonna be as it's written in Daniel chapter 1. That's Slakia. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. Slakia, I get it. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Yeah, if you're not part of 144,000 elect, or 1/3 men, women, and children, you're not going to make it through. And maybe you're going to get died by a katana sword, It's just hilarious, man. Rent dispute takes daily turn as tenant decapitates landlord with katana sword, man. And the Lord send these death angels out, man. That's Ezekiel. I'm gonna wrap it up on that. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, it says, and Yahweh Shemel Shai said to him, go through, he's talking about the death angels, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that mark in the Hebrew is that Thawa, which means exemption from judgment. And ultimately, the men who have that are these men in these truth. Lord willing, we're part of the elect. Us brothers who are sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Us brothers who go out the highways and byways, brothers who do these videos nonstop, when we're looking forward and hasten the day this demonic system goes down, man. It says, and to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And as you clearly can see, these death angels are out, man. These death angel hopped on that dude to completely take the dude's head off, man, with a sword, man, because he couldn't pay his rent. And that's also what it is, man. It's people, millions and millions of Americans losing their jobs. It's through, man. The economy's done. The economy is already collapsed. They're just pumping a bunch of money into it right now to keep it going. And that's going to ultimately lead to inflation. That's what people are eventually going to go into the store and a slice, a thing of bread is going to be like $50, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39, it says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. As you clearly can see, that landlord cannot be delivered out of the hand of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Once that death angel hopped on his tenant, he couldn't pay the rent, and he was upset. He was getting on him way happy. He put him to death, man. Chopped his whole head off, man. Decapitated, man. It's going to be through. Like I just read at Matthew chapter 24, the love of many is waxing cold, man. People are going to be ruthless to one another. Like I said, invading one another. 2 Ezra chapter 15, man. It's going to be through, man. This is why, brothers, it's going to be pilgrims on the earth. I can tell you in 2 Ezra chapter 16, We're going to be pilgrims because we're going to have to be moving. That's why God in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, brothers know that scripture by heart now. We're gonna have to need the protection you have by Shemel Shai. You can't get out of this by carnal means, because these death angels are gonna be hopping on everybody, putting a whole bunch of people to death, executing judgment, man. It's all judgment from Yahweh by Shemel Shai, man. That's why there's so many brothers talk about it, brothers do videos on it. That's why there's so many people in the world right now, because the Lord has brought all the majority of the spirits on the earth right now to send mass judgment. This is why the earth has over like 7 billion people. Lord, when you edify, I just want to do this quick video. This is getting real, man. It's about to get worse, man. This second shutdown is going to be through. Brothers, we've been saying that, there's people coming out who whistleblowers. And when Esau does the second lockdown, that's it for America. That's curtain call on Babylon, man. Ain't going to be no more coming back. Hey, this lockdown is going to be, it's not going to be no essential workers. Everybody's going to be locked down, man. Esau going to come with that vaccine. He going to come with the chip. He gonna come with the martial law troops. But first he gonna have what he gonna do. He gonna cause anarchy, man. Because everybody not working. This is causing people to do what this man's doing. You can't pay your rent. Well, fuck, I'm gonna kill the landlord. So Lord William edify. I'm gonna give all praise. How about Shem Shai by Shem Kakadash. We give double honors to El's Apostle, great millstone from Holy Land and Truth, from who will well. I say shalom to you sincere brothers out there pushing his word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.